Let's take a look at how you calculate the compound annual growth rate, sometimes abbreviated as CAGR. I guess you would, if you wanted to pronounce that, you might call it CAGR. So the compound annual growth rate is the last period price divided by the first period price and then raised to the 1 minus the year in the last period minus the year in the first period. So if you look here, I have data from 2010 to 2022, but that, although that's 13 pieces of data, 13 prices, it's actually only 12 returns, because you're going from here to here, that's one return. From here to here, that's two returns. So you lose a return. So you're going to raise it to the 1/12th power. You can also use the rate or the RRI functions in Excel, and I'll show you how to use those too, because it's actually easier. So here, let's try it with the formula. So here it's going to be equal to the last period price, 11, divided by the first period price, which is 5, and then I'm going to raise it to the 1/12 power, and I'm going to subtract 1 from it. If I do that, I get 0.06791, and if I want to make that a percentage and then increase the number of decimal places, 6.791%. Now let's try it with the rate function. So there's a rate function in Excel. You say equals rate, and it asks you for the number of periods. It's 12. And I don't know how well you can see it, but underneath here it does tell you what to type in. Then it asks for PMT, the annuity. There is none. It asks you for the present value. And the present value would be this year, the $5. The key point here you have to remember is that when you put that in, you have to put it in as a negative number. If you don't, you're going to get an error message. And then it asks you for the future value, which is this number here, and then hopefully we'll get the same answer. Okay, we have to expand the number of decimal places, but sure enough, we do. The last function I'll show you is the RRI function, the rate of return on investment function. So this should give us the same answer. It's really the same as the rate function. The nice thing is that you don't have to worry about putting in a negative number for the present value. So equals RRI. It asks you for the number of periods, which is 12. Present value. Future value. And we hit the answer. It gives it to you in decimal form. And again, I'll change that to a percentage. And we can see we get exactly the same answer. So several ways to calculate this. You can certainly use the formula, but it makes sense to take advantage of the functions in Excel. All right, usually I use the rate function because rate is what you type in when you're doing present value, future value, and so I'm just used to using that. But the RRI function is nice because you don't have to worry about making sure that the present value is negative.